Hi everybody, welcome back to 11 Tails Homestead. Today I'm going to make some Capicola. We're going to use our pig we got from the butcher the other day. What we did whenever we went was we got primal cuts, and we're going to use the pork shoulder blade roast. That's what they call it. Basically it's a whole shoulder, but they just cut the hock off. So let me open it up here. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to find this bone. This is the shoulder blade, and then this is where the hock is attached. They can just cut it. And what you can see is, this one might be a little hard to see. If you want to zoom in over there.
I'm zoomed in.
Okay, it's right here in this one. It's, like I said, it's a little hard to see on this one, just because they're on the end of it. But it looks something along the lines of this. And it's going to be in that orientation. This is just one from a earlier cut I did. We're going to take our knife, and you can see there's sort of like a separation in the meat here that goes down and finds that bone, and then it kind of goes the whole way across this cut like that, and even a little bit on this side. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to make sure you have the non-hock side, and you'll know that this is where the hock was, and you have everything else over here. There's no bone over here, right? So you want to cut it like I said. Find your blade. You just want to cut down to the bone, and you want to cut crossed till you get to the end of it. And then you want to cut down again as soon as you find it. There you go. And there you go. Okay, and you're going to go the whole way across. Follow that cut. Let's see if I can open it up a little bit. You can see it start to come apart there. You can see the bone here. You just want to make sure when you cut it, you have the knife following the bone, so you get as much meat from your cut as you can. Alright, now we have Idaho pasture pigs, so we have a lot of lard on our pig. So we're going to cut that lard off.
Seems not easy to move slightly.
Okay, so this is our lard. We're going to save that for later. Now, this is still a good roast. You can still take this and you can still make a roast out of it if you want. What we're going to do is we're going to cut this lard off just like I did over here. We're going to render the lard down, and we're going to make broth and pulled pork over there. After you have your muscle cut off here for your capicola, we want to trim it down a little bit. We don't want any of this kind of like, I don't know, whatever this is called, fat here. That's just kind of like not doing anything. That's going to be something for our lard bin. And you want to make sure it's a nice shape. You don't want any kind of like scraggler looking pieces of meat. Looks fine. This one looks okay here. We'll cut this. Okay. So it looks pretty good. Alright, our next step, we have to put this mussel on some salt. So you want to find a container or something that is around the same size as your mussel, so that you're not going to waste salt. This one's a little big, but this is what we got. So you want to put down some salt first, a nice healthy layer, maybe a 1/4 inch or so. Get these chunks busted up. We're using pickling salt, but you can use regular table salt if you want. You can probably use even red mint salt if you wanted to use that. Some other stuff. We just chose to use this because cheap. We had it on hand, and it's not like at the end of this, you're just going to waste the salt. So there's nothing going on. Take your meat, put it on there. You want to take your salt, and you want to put lots of salt. I'm going to rub it in every side here. Rotate it over, more salt. Okay, bottom again, more salt. Other side, more salt. Top. Rub it in. This one, rub it in. Okay, and then what I do is I like to make sure there's a nice even bed down here. So there's a layer. I tuck the salt in around it. And then I'll put a nice extra amount around it. General rule of thumb here is you can never have too much salt in this step. So have at it. Okay. Alright, so after it looks like this, or something along those lines, you can put it in your refrigerator. Video I watched for this was 16 hours, said between 15 and 16 hours. So that's what I'm going to go for. And so yeah, we'll see you in 15 to 16 hours. Okay, so it's the next day. It's actually been about 24-ish hours instead of 16, but it should be fine. We're going to wash our meat off, and we're going to put a little bit of wine on it. And then we're going to do our seasonings, and then our meat wrap, and then we're going to hang it up. I got these hooks, and I have a little meat ager downstairs. We'll show you what that looks like at the end. So if you want to follow me to the sink. Alright, so it's just like room temperature warm. We don't need it to be cold. We don't need it to be hot. We're just going to rinse the meat off. You can feel it's got like a little bit of a skin on it now. It's just from the salt pulling all that moisture out. Okay, enough for my lovely assistant. We're just going to put a little bit of wine on here. They say you can rinse the salt off with wine, but I decided that instead of doing it that way, we'll just take some wine and rub it on at the end and waste less, use less. Okay, that should be good. You can kind of see it gets like a little bit of a wine coloring to it then, and just kind of rubbing it in a little bit. Get the flavor in there. Okay, and we'll put this over on the tray over here on the table. Seasonings. I have black pepper and I have paprika. I guess there's some other seasonings that you can do. It's more or less your choice. But This is what I chose. This should end up being a little bit mild. So we'll see how it goes at the end of it, I guess. So black pepper, we're just going to put some on. We don't need to go crazy with it, but, you know, cover it, rub it on a little bit. Get all your sides. Okay, now the paprika, we're gonna go a little bit more. Make sure you get all your sides again. Okay, now I'm going to take, I have this meat net. I'm going to take it and I'm going to make it a little extra long. And I just want to do 2 or 3 inches on each side of the meat extra. So whenever I put it on there, I can tie it off real easy. Alright, now we take it and we want to roll it inside out. Should help us get it on there better. Down to the end. Now we're going to take it and we're going to go kind of long ways here. Okay, we're going to try and just put it on there. And we can roll it real easy. Just needs to come down a little bit. Now I got this meat wrap cotton string. It's just cotton string. I'm going to use it to tie off the ends. I like to go through a couple holes as I go around just because it makes me feel better. I'm going to tie this one real tight. Okay, switch around the other end. Same thing. Okay. Now I have these little stainless steel hooks I'm going to use to hook mine and hang it in the cave. And all I'm just doing is just hooking the net that I just put on here. And that's it. Just going to do this and we're going to hang it downstairs in our fridge. And it should be about 3 months or so. And then we'll give it a feel and see how it feels. So you want to follow me downstairs? I'll show you what that looks like too. Okay, so this is our little meat fridge. All it is just a like a drink fridge that I just kind of modified a little bit. I have it set to 45 degrees. And I have just this top rack in. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to hang it on this rack in a good spot. Yep, this inside again. I just want to make sure there's airflow, able to flow all the way around it. And this is not touching the side. And that's it. Thanks for joining us today. Making our aging our meat, and we'll hope to see you next time.